yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready!
And the dogs in the house. And the dogs in the house. When I step on the field, I send them on the message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Ball is getting you. That's it.
Listen to me, come on now! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's hunt now! Let's hunt now! Let's go! Let's hunt! We ready! Let's go to the house! Let's go to the house!
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints.
You know, all these trying to remind me of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to look up the chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. So much cry from him. He's a man. He can be hit just like he's a man. Go hard to make the big run. He's a man. Don't tell him you still want to kill, man. Yes, when I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my way.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! We ready? Let's go to the house! Let's go to the house! It's a wrap. Game over.
Nope, game is just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM, streaming live, kyokradio.org. And you can also stream us on Facebook at The Lunch Break KYOK, at The Lunch Break KYOK. Excuse me. You can also stream us on YouTube, The Lunch Break with AJ, The Lunch Break with AJ, and on Twitter, at Lunch Break KYOK, at Lunch Break KYOK. All right, a lot to talk about today, and I called in two people. I probably needed about four people, but I called in two of the best. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, going to help make some of the NBA stuff make sense. I don't know what I saw last night. I don't know what I saw. I know Chris Paul doesn't normally turn the ball over 5 times and at crucial spots like he turned it over last night. Chris Paul last night was a problem and not in a good way. Now, please, if you think I'm about to trash Chris Paul, then you don't know me. I am not about to trash Chris Paul. I'm not. But that being said, oh man, he cost him down the stretch. What we've been saying about Giannis, 42 points, 41 points, he needed help. We can say that same thing about Devin Booker last night. Devin Booker needed more help and did not get it. So I'm wondering, we'll talk about it when Kris Gardner comes on. Does Monty Williams have to get Chris Paul going and then let Chris Paul get Devin Booker going? Because last night, clearly the focus was on getting Devin Booker going, and it left Chris Paul out in the cold for some reason. I don't know. It's just a question. I'll tee it up with Kris Gardner when he comes on. And I'm sorry, the NBA, that there is no reason in the world why they should have played that game 4, after not playing since Sunday. I know Major League Baseball, All-Star Game, Home Run Derby and all that, but that gentleman's agreement nonsense is just a joke. I mean, Milwaukee had to shake off some rust. Phoenix has been in Milwaukee, and I'm not knocking Milwaukee, but it ain't the place that you want to spend a week if you're not from there. It's not. It's not Miami Beach. You know, it's not LA. It's not even New York City. You got these guys stuck in hotels running around trying to figure out what they're going to eat, what they're going to do, in Milwaukee. I'm sorry, y'all come for me if you want. It ain't a good thing. You live there, you got it. You don't, you have no clue. I'm just saying. NBA be best. You can do better. You can do much better. And why do I love what the WNBA did last night to Team USA in the All-Star game? Why did I love that so much? I don't know. I'm not anti-American. Don't come for me about your flag and your song and all that. Don't come for me about our country unless you're Native American. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I think like anything else, there's politics involved in who's on and who's not with these Team USA's men and women. And it's good to see the folks that didn't get picked, show the folks that did, yeah, we can play too. We got next. So anyway, we'll talk about all of that. Kris, let's see, Keith Hennick said, let me throw his up there. I have followed CP3 for his entire career. I've never seen him turn the ball over as he had in the playoff series. Do you think he's finally out of gas? I don't think he is. I think he's, battling injuries like everybody else. He's turned the ball over 15 times in the last 3 games. I think Kris is pressing. I also talk about it when Gardner comes on. I think youth finally kicked in on the Phoenix side last night. I'll tell you where I'm coming from with that. Also in the second hour, I got Big Mike Riggins, Coach Riggins, going to come on. Now, remember, he went through that certification to be an agent. And I'm going to ask him some questions about Richard Sherman. He's from up that way, got contacts in that building, and we're going to talk about that as well. All that teed up for the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Throwback Thursday. If you want in, 281-453-1000. That number, 281-453-1000. Or text me like most folks do on this show, 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005. You can email me, aj@kyoksports.com. That's aj@kyoksports.com. Come on, let's get it in on Throwback Thursday.
Carr, and here is your winning strategy.
Don't judge me.
You are a winner, and you have got to know that for yourself and say, I am a winner. When you fail, you still have to declare over your life, I am a winner. That's who you are. A winner is not something you have to become. You were already born a winner. You were born as a champion. You were born victorious. These are your names. Live by your name and not by your experiences. Heed to the voice of God, because the Holy Spirit will never lead you wrong. It is real. It is all-knowing. Commit to excellence. I believe that as you conquer life, that God is going to allow you to win over everything that was once trying to defeat you. God loves you, and so do I.
When you get behind the wheel of a Toyota Highlander XSE, magical moments are always right around the corner. 1 second you're using all-wheel drive to climb up a steep trail on the outskirts of town, but suddenly you make it to a clearing at the very top and see a view of your side of town that takes your breath away.
Wait a minute, that's our block? Mm-hmm. The west side never looked so good.
Make the most of each moment with a powerfully capable Toyota SUV like the Highlander XSE. Toyota, let's go places.
Back to school season starts now. Shop smart at JCPenney. Shop styles kids love and stock up on essentials like select shorts for kids and juniors starting at $12.99. If it's uniforms you need, we've got polos in all the right colors and sizes starting at $9.99. Plus, update their personal space with select bedding sets any size, only $49.99. Check out our weekend specials all day, Friday through Sunday. Plus, save an extra 20% with coupon. Weekdays are back in style. JCPenney offers a coupon valid through 7/18. Exclusion apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exams required to qualify. 800-298-0139. 800-298-0139. 800-298-0139. That's 800-298-0139.
Hello, this is Lord Cummings Jr., Vice President of Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Bob, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Clive, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m.
KYOK, 1140 AM and 92.3 FM.
Listening to the lunch break on KYOK. You heard?
That's the ladies over at Texas Southern University basketball team. I hope they don't mind that today I've got on Bethune-Cookman. Representing Bethune-Cookman, they're one of the newest members to the SWAC. And, of course, you know I had strong statements about the other new member, FAMU, possibly having a chance to win the SWAC. I'm sorry, I don't feel the same way about Bethune. I don't think they're going to win the SWAC, but I think they're going to make a little noise. I don't think they're going to come in last. I'll be putting out my SWAC power rankings here real soon. All right, big shout out to CJ. She said 6. I thought she was saying Phoenix in 6 or Milwaukee in 6, and that ain't what she was saying. She was talking about Jacqueline Carr and her, you will win thing. I like those two, by the way, CJ. Kimberly Negrette. Hello, lunch breakers. Hello, Kimberly Negrette. We'll call you Queen Southern Jag. Queen Southern Jag. Kim Negrette be rocking. I mean, she be cutting for her alma mater. I might have to dust off the Southern Jag t-shirt. I think what I'll do in conjunction with my power rankings, I'll wear the t-shirts in the order that I think that they're gonna finish in the SWAC. How about that? We'll do that. I still got to get a couple of them. Alabama State. I need an Alabama State jersey. I don't think I've got Fort Valley State. Mississippi Valley State. Excuse me, Mississippi Valley State. I don't think I've got them. So let me do a little work. I'll put that together. So where do I want to go first? I'm going to save the Richard Sherman talk until the second hour. But I will say this. If you are a 911 operator, I know you got to be as straight-laced as you could possibly be because there's a lot going on those calls. I know you do. But come on now. If you can't do better than that lady did up in Oregon as a 911 operator, you need to get off the job. I didn't say I did. I was trying not to say she needs to be fired. I said it on Twitter. I don't want to say it on this Christian radio station, but she needs to be fired. She was having a bad day. And you can't afford to have bad days as a 911 operator. Oh, mean, nasty self. Well, AJ, you don't know her. Yeah, y'all don't know Richard Sherman either, but y'all talking bad about him. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, this dude right here comes in like this. He comes in like this. He comes in like that, tall, light skinned. He can sing. He licking his eyebrows. He finally had a woman on his sports talk show. We was about to send the people on him. It is none other than the founder, the host of Houston Roundball Review, Kris Gardner. What it do, baby?
What's up, man? What's up? Since you went there, brother, I'm gonna go right back at you, man. When you gonna buy that NCAA T-shirt from my website, man? You know,
are you comparing to gender equality to buying some merch? I mean, is that what we're doing now? Is that what we're doing?
I'm comparing my bank account to. You said I'm keeping you at your word. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
I'm talking about my streams of income. I don't know what you talking about, AJ.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Kris Gardner, man, it's good to see you, man. I got a lot that I want to talk about with you. I get text messages all through the night on the night before you come in. So let's get to it. I figured it out on my own that the layover in the NBA Finals from Sunday to Wednesday was because of the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Monday night being the home run derby, Tuesday night being the game, and then they got the Wednesday night in. Bruh, is there a time during the season when a team is stuck in the same city from a Saturday all the way to a Wednesday night, Thursday morning?
Not on purpose. No.
So I said yesterday that it may cause Milwaukee to lose whatever momentum they had coming off of the Game 3 victory. Obviously, that wasn't the case. Yeah, they started off a little slow, little rust, but I'm not making excuses for these guys, but it's a whole different deal when you're stuck in a hotel in a city that is not a major city like a Miami or a New York or an LA, a city like that. You're stuck in, I'm no shade, Milwaukee, but Milwaukee. I mean, you're stuck in Milwaukee. You're stuck in Milwaukee from Saturday to.
But I'm not sure the baseball all-star stuff had anything to do with the scheduling.
Talk to me.
You know,
something different.
I think it's, one, because the finals got pushed back because the season started late. So that's one thing. But, when it started, the schedule, I like the routine of every other day for, game 1, game 2, 1 day in between. If you're going to have more than 1 day off, be the travel. You can go from one city to the next kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But these more than 1 day between games 3 and games 4, you're in the same city. That doesn't make any sense to me. So that, it could have disrupted Milwaukee's momentum. That could have been a factor.
Yeah.
It's just, and now game 5, it's travel, but it's not till Saturday. So we're going from Wednesday to Saturday. Okay. And then game 6 is Tuesday. So that's not every other day. You get back every other day for game 7 being potentially on Thursday.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
NBA is trying to figure out, they're trying to maximize their TV viewing, their eyeballs. I understand that. So baseball All-Star Game may have had something to do with it a little bit, but I'm not sure how much.
Yeah, I didn't like it because I think they played baseball on Fox. They were going to play this one on ABC. You mean to tell me we don't have enough eyes on major networks like that? Kris, stay right there. I got to take a quick break. We'll come back on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM.
Boy, TD Black's here every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK, 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. 2 radio stations in one.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
This is G Solo with Houston Energy, dropping in the KYOK lunch break.
I appreciate you, G Solo. That's a hidden sister. Plays women's professional football for the Houston Energy. And, bruh, she on that D-line. She ain't playing. She ain't back there throwing the ball, running the ball. She in there stopping them from doing that. But anyway, real quick, I got to read this message because I knew somebody was going to come from me. GC said, yo, dog, you're not going to keep talking about my town like that. I'm from Milwaukee, been down here in Houston for a minute. We got stuff to do. In fact, they were probably better off in Milwaukee than they were in Phoenix, just saying. Okay. I don't know Milwaukee like that, so I can't say you're right. I won't say you're wrong. We'll just leave it alone. So
I got something to say about Milwaukee.
Okay.
I was there when I was 15 years old.
Uh-huh.
How can I phrase this for this station? For our KYK lunch break family.
Yeah. Good Christian folks.
I was there, my dad and he was part of a convention. So I went there with him, part of his group, made some friends, made a very good friend who was 18 years old.
Look at you, your nasty self. Go ahead.
That's all I'm going to say.
Tell your story. You behave yourself next time you go out of town, especially to Milwaukee, since they got it going on like that. 18-year-olds trying to holler at them 15-year-olds. It'd have been my child. I'm putting them in jail.
I was mature for my age.
I'm putting them in jail. I'm just telling you now. I don't care if you 18 and a quarter. I'll put you in jail. Leave my baby alone.
But another irony is one of my nicknames, meet new friends there, that's when I Need Love came out, was hit with LL. So I started getting nicknames based on that kind of stuff, man. It's this small world, man.
It's a small world, brother, because your walk-up music when you come to the plate is LL Cool J, I'm bad. All right. So let's get to the other part of it, man. We always say Giannis needs help. Giannis was balling, didn't get help from Holiday or Middleton. That changed because Middleton balled out last night. Last night it was Devin Booker that didn't get the help that he needed. My question before you came on, does Monty need to get Chris Paul going and let Paul get Booker in the flow? Because last night he was clearly focused on getting Devin going, and Chris Paul never got going.
Monty's got to find that balance. I think Drew Holiday's defense impacts CP's offense more than Drew's defense impacts Book's offense.
Okay.
So Monty's got to figure out a balance to get CP going. As folks know, read, watch, last 3 games, CP's averaging 5 turnovers a game.
Yeah.
That's very Chris Paul-like. And if he continues to struggle, missing shots and turning over the ball, Suns going to be in trouble.
Yeah, that's a liability. That's a bad recipe for victory right there.
So, as I try to say all the time when I'm with you on the show, it's a team sport. Teams win, teams lose. Usually the stars shine. It's everybody else who determines who wins the game.
Yeah.
And Chris Paul, being a star, he's got to shine.
Right.
If he doesn't shine, the Suns have issues.
Some of his turnovers, like his last 2 turnovers, were at crucial moments down the stretch. And Chris Paul had as many turnovers as the entire Milwaukee Buck team. 17-5 turnover ratio between the Suns and the Bucks. And not only that, but the points off of turnover, 24 points for Milwaukee off of turnovers, only 5 points off of turnovers for the Phoenix Suns. That's not good, bro. I mean, you could just look right there and see the difference in the game.
Yeah, the Bucks got 9 points off of the Suns' 5 turnovers in the fourth quarter.
Right.
Which helped keep the comeback.
Right.
That's keeping the ball is huge.
Yeah.
Limiting your mistakes, limiting those turnovers, especially as coaches like to call it, live ball turnovers. That's a big part of who wins and who loses.
Yeah, that Jay Crowder inbound to Ayton, and he lazied it in, not lobbed it in, lazied it in, and Giannis said, "I got this."
Yep.
I mean, that was crucial. That was a crucial juncture of the game. That kind of stuff, though. And again, I want Phoenix to win, but I'm unbiased. I like good basketball. That kind of stuff can be cleaned up, can it not?
Yes, especially when we're talking about Chris Paul specifically, and the Jay Crowder inbounds. It was a lazy pass. It was a lob. Instead of throwing it toward DeAndre's chest, have DeAndre reach out for it, and just kind of thing like that. Don't give Giannis a chance to use his plastic arms, long arms, to deflect it and go for a breakaway dunk. Make it simple.
Yep.
So you gotta be little things, man. Little things mean a lot.
Little fundamental things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's pros still. You see, because they're all human. They make mistakes too.
Yeah. Yeah. And in fairness to Crowder, Ayton didn't quite seal Giannis off either.
That's all part of it too. Yep.
Yeah, the way he needed to. So there was a lot that went wrong in that stretch. I also said before you came on during the break, I feel like youth kind of hit Phoenix last night in a way that we hadn't seen it. In particular, we saw that Cameron Payne tried to create his own shot. Right after Devin Booker told him something to that effect. Get your shot, bro. Do you? And unfortunately, he got walked down and blocked from behind by a big man off of Milwaukee.
Bobby
Portis. He didn't try it again after that. That's youth. A veteran says, you got me that time. See if you can get me this time.
Right.
And come back to that. And they needed playmakers down the stretch. He didn't do that. The other one was Cam Johnson. Cam was hitting, and then he tried to drive to the basket, lost his foot, his footing, and turned the ball over. And he didn't try to drive or take any quality shots after that. It's like, bruh, it happened. Get over it. Let's go.
That's a great point. That is a great point. And there's no shame in getting your shot blocked.
No.
If you play basketball long enough, you will get your shot blocked more than once, many times.
Yeah,
it's how you come back the next play. Forget about that.
Yeah,
next play. You make a jumper in the person's face. Should have blocked that one.
Yeah,
that kind of mentality. And the Cam Johnson slipping. I don't know if it's a wet spot because he lost both feet. He slid, and then I thought he was hurt because he was kind of complaining to the ref. Why do you call a foul? Call a timeout, stop it to play because I'm hurt. He wasn't the same. He was not aggressive like that the rest of the way. And young players, folks not ready for the spotlight. Let me just say it like that because they behave differently. Hey, I made a mistake. So what? Campaign, somebody needs to step up to help out Chris Paul.
Right.
And Campaign didn't do it enough with his ugly shot that reminds me of my shot release. And that's not a good thing. Phoenix, road games. Some road players play differently on home road. So we'll see what they do in Game 5.
Yeah.
Because probably, I don't know, because Bucks lost Game 5 before and came back and won the series. But probably the numbers say winner of Game 5 is going to win the series, win a championship.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, somebody sent me a text message. One of my good friends, T-Bone, said, AJ, I was waiting on you today to hear what you were going to say. Your team is not going to win this series. Are you willing to admit it? First of all, Phoenix is not my team. I love what they're doing, though. I love Monty. I love CP3. I love the young players. I love Ayton. Just because Milwaukee won 2 at home doesn't mean anything. They did what they were supposed to do. Who said it? The series starts when the home team loses.
Real talk. The Bucks cannot win a championship without winning in Phoenix.
Right, absolutely. But Phoenix can win without winning in Milwaukee.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I'll give Coach Budenholzer some credit for playing Bryn Forbes less, for utilizing old head Mr. Tucker more. PJ had some dumb fouls last night, though.
He really did.
Could have cost Milwaukee a lot. But for the most part,
defense, but yeah, he had some ooh moments.
Yeah, see, he does a good job defending Aiden in the post and making things difficult on Aiden. So his switches on defense, he does a good job on Booker. You just got to make elite players work. Don't make it easy for them because they get it going. It won't make any difference what anybody does on defense. You just got to make them work. Everybody else who's not elite, well, chances are you can get in their heads, you can lock them down and make them do stuff, make them get rid of the ball and just become shells of themselves.
Yeah.
But, the folks talking about what's wrong with Devin Booker. Well, before game 4, he just missed shots.
Yeah.
That's wrong with him last night, except he didn't get enough help. That was wrong about that. So,
Yeah. We had a lot of colleagues, excuse me, Chris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, joining us as always on Throwback Thursday. We had a lot of colleagues that said Devin Booker is the first dude to score 40 points and have 7 fouls in the same game.
I saw 10. Some folks went up as high as 10 fouls.
Well, come on, man. I mean, I will give them that fast break foul. I mean, he wrapped his arm around him. He had ball on the top, but he was definitely hugging him like, come here, baby. Don't go nowhere.
He fouled Drew twice before he got his hands on the ball.
Yeah.
I was, the ref after the game admitted that he made a mistake and should have called a 6 foul on Book. I don't know why Book even did that.
Yeah.
He had 5 fouls. Just stay in the game, give up the layup, and go back down the floor because he got lucky. That should have been a 6 foul right there.
Yeah, he did. I think the frustration was building for Book because you saw the way he was at the end of the game. He was done. He was outdone. Let me say this. I felt like Phoenix was playing to get calls instead of playing through calls. Phoenix guys were more agitated because they weren't getting certain fouls more so than what I saw on the Milwaukee side. Of PJ Tucker, that his antics are, we know him. But for the most part, Milwaukee played through calls and Phoenix spent a lot of time worrying about not getting calls.
Which is ironic because we saw Devin Booker commit at least a 6th and a 7th foul.
Right.
Didn't get called for it.
Right.
So, but you can't allow the refs to take you out of your game.
Correct.
I know you're human. I know refs miss calls. I choose to believe the refs do not miss calls on purpose.
Right.
Okay. When I was a kid, I didn't always believe that. But as I've gotten older, they miss calls because, hey, folks, we don't think about it, but they're humans too. They make mistakes. But you cannot allow that to impact your game negatively if a ref missed the call. Yeah. So what? Hey, ref, you missed that one. Look next time or get a better angle or something, but you missed that one right there. Go about your business. You can't worry about, if he's not going to call a call, I'm going to miss the shot. Or, if he doesn't give me this call, I'm not going to drive anymore. No, you can't do that. That impacts your team.
Yeah, it does.
Your team, and you cannot do this. This for championship.
Right.
You're trying to get that ring. Refs are just part of the game. You got to overcome that if necessary and get the W.
Yeah, I got Chris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, joining me here on the show. Let's go over to the other side. That Giannis block.
Man.
That one's for the ages. That block was for the ages. Didn't look like much to some, but those of us who know a little bit about the sport, that was huge, bro. That was huge.
I mean, he did all that in one motion. He took up, he just kind of slid over, rotated over, and met DeAndre, a big dude, at the apex, at a meeting at the rim, and he won the meeting. So, and then the mean mug pose, that block, we will see that block in NBA Finals highlights in perpetuity.
Yeah.
That was sensational.
As we should, because like you just said, not only did he get the block, but he read the play that was coming. He got in position to defend the play, and he got to the exact right spot that he needed to be in the air to make the play.
And it was a clean block.
Well, it wasn't nothing. It wasn't nothing.
It was clean.
Nothing down low, nothing on the elbow, a little bit of the hand. It was legit.
And honestly, if he had to do it again, I'm not sure he could do it again without getting a foul call or something. But in that second, in that moment, everything. He did everything perfectly and made a great play.
Now let's talk about why it may or may not be as big as the LeBron block on Iguodala when we come back after the break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Y'all keep your questions coming in. I got a bunch of them lined up here. You can text me 832-403-5005, 832-403-5005, or email me aj@kyoksports.com, or you can call 281-453-1000. It's the lunch break, Throwback Thursday.
Do you have high blood pressure or diabetes? Are you over the age of 65 and covered by Medicare? Then pay close attention to this message. Medicare has introduced some new benefits to help consumers during these cautious COVID-19 times. They realize many of you don't want to leave your home to visit a doctor. So now you can get a remote patient monitoring device shipped to your home at little or no cost to you. Now your doctor can identify your problems in real time, which could potentially save your life. Victory Medical can easily ship this monitoring device directly to your home at little or no cost to you. If you have high blood pressure or diabetes and you're covered by Medicare, make this free call right now to see if you qualify for a new remote patient monitoring device. Call now. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. That's 800-213-9527. Do you have a home that you don't want anymore? We can buy it from you within 24 hours. Any home, size, or condition. For over 20 years, we've been buying homes for cash and helping homeowners sell their homes immediately with no listings or strangers walking through your home. Are you moving? Did you lose your job? Going through a divorce? Whatever the reason, if you're in a bind and you know that you need to sell your house fast, call the expert team at I Need to Sell My House Fast. We'll make you a serious cash offer to buy a home in 24 hours and let you walk away from it. No listing, no waiting. Sell any home, any size, any condition now. Call the expert team at I Need to Sell My House Fast. Make this free call now. 800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. That's 800-306-1760.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
Hey, y'all, this is Dre Tate, Mr. One More Game, and you're listening to The Lunch Break with AJ on the legendary KYOK.
Big shout out to Dre Tate and his wife, Rebecca Tate. They just got married not too long ago. Still shouting out to them with some nothing but the best. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review sitting in, handling the questions that we got from our lunch breakers. Let me read one more, Kris, and then I want to get to what I just teased as a question. All right, so IQ, I like that. IQ says, AJ, can Milwaukee turn the corner and take the lead in this series, which they have not done often? Have they had the lead in any series? They had to against Atlanta, right? They were up 3-2, and then they won it 4-2.
Yeah, I mean, they were up 2-1, had a chance to go up 3-1 and made that big old egg, without Trae Young, got destroyed. But
right, but it feels like they've trailed in every one of their series the way they play.
The way they play.
Yeah.
And that sums it up right there, the way they play, the way they have played. So they were down 3-2 to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I thought they were done. Came back and won that series. So I don't know. I would recommend it, if I'm a coach. But they're in the finals, 2 wins away from winning a championship, despite, I think, Coach Bud not being the better of the two coaches.
No, he's definitely not.
But they're 2-2 in the series, and that's what matters.
I can't see Phoenix losing 3 in a row. I didn't think Phoenix was going to lose 2 in a row, but I can't see them losing 3 in a row and that third one be at home. That's just me. They haven't done that in this series, in the playoffs this year either.
Your logic is sound. But if Chris Paul continues to struggle, they're going to have problems. They're going to struggle.
Yeah.
So that's what it's going to come down to that.
Yeah.
Touched on it in the first part of when I popped on the show. Will Campaign play better? Will Cam Johnson play better? Will Chris Paul will Devin Booker get some help?
Mm-hmm.
No. Will Chris Middleton's game travel? You know, he does well at home.
Yeah.
Will he shine in Phoenix?
Yeah.
Would Drew Holiday be too tired on defense, playing solid defense, that he continues to miss layups?
Yeah.
You know, who knows? We'll see. I think each team has enough time between game 4 and game 5 to get enough rest that everybody should be at their peak performance, you know, considering how many games been played and everything. But
yeah.
So lack of rest should not be a reason/excuse for game 5 performances.
Right. Two guys that are going to make a lot of money after this series, Bobby Portis and DeAndre Ayton. Those two guys are going to make a lot of money after this series.
DeAndre Ayton deserves it. Bobby Portis doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, but you know somebody's going to overpay him.
Of course.
Hold on, let me say it. You know Boston is going to overpay him.
But I'm glad, and it's a key to Milwaukee getting back in this series is that Bud is playing Portis.
Yeah.
Because he didn't play him a lot. He set him down 3 games against the Nets.
Yeah.
Why? One of your best, most active big men, energy guys, makes things happen. Yes, he makes some mistakes. Okay. Who doesn't? You know, yeah, who doesn't? But let him play through those. As long as he rebounds, plays good defense, and takes smart shots, because he does launch some questionable ones sometimes. I can live with that. Give me the effort, because the Bucks need that effort from him that they lack.
Yeah.
That some of the rest of those guys don't deliver. But let me say this, man. Pat Connaughton, my man seems to have an air ball, at least one every game. At least one. It's not an air ball, a brick. But he always seems to make a clutch 3-pointer. I mean, it's like, okay, we know when's going to get the air ball? Oh, there it is. Okay, now make a clutch 3 in the fourth quarter. I mean, it's amazing.
And Jeff Van Gundy has got to stop calling everyone great. He says Pat Connaughton is a great rebounding guard. He had 9 rebounds. Okay, I give you that. But that doesn't make him great. It doesn't make him great.
Just like people need to stop with the GOAT. Man, there's so many greatest of all times. It's just ridiculous. I mean, really? Okay, everybody's a GOAT. I'm a GOAT. You're a GOAT. Connaughton's a GOAT. Drew's a GOAT. Bud's a GOAT. I mean, you just watered down everything about that. GOAT this, GOAT that. Really? Okay.
For the year, Pat Connaughton, 7 points, 1 assist, 5 rebounds. That's great now, according to Jeff Van Gundy.
I mean, that's where we are. Everybody's great.
Yeah. That's why I say there are 2 superstars in the NBA right now. Two. And neither one of them are playing in the NBA Finals. Period.
And who are they?
LeBron James and Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Now
Kevin Durant.
They're stars. Yeah. I'll give you a couple of stars because Kevin Durant is literally unguardable. Kevin Durant is the one dude. You don't have an answer for him. You just hope he has an off night, or you try to shut everybody else down. Kevin Durant is Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal changed the game. They had to change rules. They had to change the way they played him. They had to beat the man up to have the foul count. So
that's true.
Guys like that are superstars. LeBron James, I don't care if he's as great as Michael Jordan or not. LeBron James is a superstar.
I want to talk, if we can, quickly, sir, about Team USA men's basketball.
We can do that real quick, though, since I was on LeBron. Let me tell you why, and I'm not cutting for LeBron, kid from Akron, I'm from Cincy. The reason why the block for me of Andre was a more significant block is because it came in game 7 of the finals for the whole thing versus game 4 for the win. And that's the only reason why. If you put them both at the same time in either direction, bring LeBron's back to game 4, bring Giannis's to game 7, then they would have the exact same equality for me.
That's fair. I mean, LeBron's with the chase down blocks, he covered more ground, but 2 tremendous athletes, God-given abilities on full display for both of them. Yeah, LeBron's was game 7. The game was tied.
Yeah.
So, I mean, well, 2 minutes left in the game. So clutch on clutch on clutch.
Right.
You know, I think the Bucks were ahead 2 in game 4. So Aiden's, if he made dunk, would have tied the game.
Right.
But it's game 4.
Right.
Game 7, want to go home. You know,
that's the only reason why I weigh them differently.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I got no problem with that.
All right, so come on, talk to me about Team USA, please, because I went off a couple of days ago. Go ahead.
This team, they need Drew Holiday, someone like him, so much, because their perimeter defense is just not good enough. That's where it starts, on the perimeter. And then the rotation on defense, you can tell they haven't played together enough because of miscommunication. They don't know what to do, where to be. Too many layups given up by the opponents, just left and right, just backdoor layups all day long. You know, that's talking, that's communication.
Yeah.
But you got a guy like, they got one, Draymond Green. They need more than one.
Right.
You put Drew on this team. I'm not sure what Drew, Kris, and Book going to have left from these finals, especially if it goes 7 for the Olympics. I don't know what they're going to have left.
Right.
But so that's a concern. But you put Drew, I mean, Drew is disrupting Chris Paul.
Right.
There are not too many international teams have a Chris Paul-like talent on their squad.
Mm-hmm.
So if Drew can disrupt Chris Paul, he can disrupt everybody else in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
And USA needs that so much.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I can definitely see why they want and need Middleton. I didn't know if Booker or Chris Paul were candidates to play or not. I feel like Book, yeah. Chris Paul, no. But they definitely need more than what they have. And I'll ask the question that everybody wants to know. Why the Hades is Kevin Love on that team?
I have to go with what Pop said. He said for Kevin Love's three-point shooting and his ability to stretch the floor against bigger teams. That's the only thing, only rationale for it.
I love Coach Pop. I know he will always know far more basketball than I can ever learn in my life. I don't believe you. I feel like that's where politics has come into Team USA basketball. Same thing on the women's side. And I was so glad to see Team WNBA kick that tail last night. But anyway, I digress. I don't believe it. I just don't believe him. I could be wrong, but I doubt it.
Are you saying politics involved in USA basketball picks? Oh, shocking. Oh, that's who would have thought that?
And they think AAU is bad.
Oh, there's no question politics are involved with the picks, but I mean, USA, when the Olympics start, their first game is against France.
Yeah, thank goodness.
So Rudy Gobert, get it out the way, get the L out the way.
Right.
So if Kevin Love doesn't play in that first game because that was the reason supposedly that Pop put him on the team, then what? Because
he won against Argentina. Won. So 3-point shooting ability?
I mean, you want to take the 5-player out, away from the paint because they can play zone international. You can clearly see these NBA guys most of them have never played international. Don't know FIBA rules. And I'm like, and one thing, Pop, play more zone. When you get lit up from the outside, play zone, mix it up. Yeah. But the guys don't know to knock the ball off the rim. Man, I learned that when I was 8 years old from out the Olympics. Because I'm surprised if folks will do it more. If the ball hit the rim, if I had the ability, if not a switch, you ain't scoring.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm around the goal, as soon as you hit the rim, tap.
Big Mike brought up a good point. He said, and Bradley Beal is in the COVID protocol now.
Yep. So he's got to pass the test. And, I mean, I think they leave Monday. So if the NBA Finals goes 7, that's 22nd. So I don't know. Because, I mean, I assume Middleton, Book, and Holiday are going to have to do some testing for the Olympics. So when are they going to be able to play?
Yeah.
They got to clear that protocol over there.
Yeah.
And, of course, Olympics probably shouldn't even happen in Japan. But that's another whole other story. That's for money. But, because of all the COVID running rampant over there. But money makes the world go around, man.
I'll say this real quick on the women's side, man. If the Aguimake sisters and Erica
Ogunbowale,
yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
If they all play for Nigeria, bruh.
Well,
I ain't trying to hate.
But it sounds like NECA won't get a chance to do it. They're appealing it. The committee said no because of how many times she played for Team USA previously, in her career.
So wait a minute now. Let me make sure I got this right. They don't want her, but they don't want her to play for her.
Oh, no. Team USA is okay with it. FIBA doesn't want NECA to play for Nigeria. Yeah, FIBA's the one who said you play so much with Team USA for 8-10 years or however many, it's been. They're.
And Big Mike said they got denied to play.
Right.
I'm done.
I think Sinead has been cleared to play, but even her, the rationale for her is different.
I'm done.
Than everybody else. So
I'm done.
Politics, man. I say, man.
I'm done. FIBA, be best. In the words of the late great Negro poet, First Lady of the United States of America, be best.
Well, they're not so far. But your point is, if all of them got to play for Nigeria, there is a whole. I mean, I think everybody on the women's team, Nigerian team, have played college ball in the States. So at some point, it's just a matter of time before Nigeria on both men and women medal. Just a matter of time.
I really think Nigeria men have a chance to medal. If they can play at that pace with that kind of consistency and cut down on the turnovers, I can see them medaling. I can definitely see Australia medaling. Argentina with Luis Scola, not so much.
Yeah, I think Luis he's playing because the pipeline in Argentina is just kind of running dry. There's not enough talent to supplant him. Obviously, he loves his country.
Right,
absolutely for that. But
yeah,
he's 85 years old, man.
At least,
somebody to place him on the squad.
At least 85. Yeah. I hate to do it. I got to get ready to go. Kris, what else didn't we talk about that we needed to talk about? Tell me.
You tell me, because letting the lunch breakers know, me, Will, and Andy our show will be on Sunday, not Friday. So Sunday, July 18th will be our next live stream. So tune in, talking sport, talk the finals. We're going to talk some football. Hopefully I have guests lined up, talk some football. So branching out, man. I'm trying to be like you, man. Not just basketball. So there's going to be some sports on there. Folks talking sports. Tune in on YouTube.
Who was the young lady that y'all had on the show finally? Did y'all pay her?
Tamer Knight, one of my mentees.
I'm start calling you ESPN. Go ahead, finish your point.
Because she was a guest she joined me when I was guest host on here on KYOK. But Tamer will be heading to Connecticut for NBC coverage for the Olympics Sunday. So yeah, she'll be headed up there working the Olympics. I think she'll be helping with Kenny Mayne and Kerry Champion for their work. She'll be doing behind the scenes work. But Tamer Knight, hey man, I try to help pay it forward. That's what I'm doing.
Listen, do this. Big Mike's going to come on at 1:20, I think, about there. Stay over for me for a second because we got to talk about Marie Taylor. Can we do that?
Yeah, that's fine. That'll work.
All right, so let me hit the top of the hour. I'm trying to I can't find my Sybil Wilkes. Let's see. Nope, she ain't there. All right, I'm about to get in trouble because I'm not going to play Sybil Wilkes, but act like I did so I don't get in trouble. Can you do that?
I can do that. I help you, but I can do that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Real quick, you ain't right. You ain't right. You ain't right. All right. Milwaukee shook off some rust, came back to beat Phoenix 109-103. Game 5 going to be Saturday in Phoenix, 8 o'clock Central, live on ABC. The WNBA All-Star Game featured Team WNBA versus Team USA. And, of course, Team WNBA got the win 93-85. Astros back on the diamond tomorrow in Chicago to take on the White Sox. That first pitch will be at 7:10. The Rangers are going to be taking on the Toronto Blue Jays, and that first pitch will be just after 6 o'clock. Former Oilers head coach Bum Phillips inducted into the, wait for it, Tennessee Ring of Honor and not the Houston Ring of Honor. They got to get that figured out, man. Bud Adams is long gone and is still sticking it to Houston. All right, and then, of course, we'll talk about Richard Sherman in the second hour. We'll do all that when we come back from the top of the hour right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Throwback Thursday.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
All right, y'all, back here in the second hour of the Wings of Faith right here on the the second hour of the Wings of Faith, the second hour of the lunch break right here on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. We're streaming live on KYOKradio.org, also Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Got Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. Got him to stay over for a little bit in this second hour. Kris, Maria Taylor, options, choices matter. I like it. What are you hearing? What do you know?
It's great, and it's one of the things that the four of us talked about on our show. Tamer, being the one female of our quorum. Mm-hmm. She talked about it. I want to get her perspective on it, being an African American woman in the sports journalism field, and it was ironic because we talked about, well, where could Maria go? And I don't know if it was Tamer or Andy. Well, I know it wasn't me. Somebody said, well, how about going to NBC? Well, I think probably it was Tamer because Tamer, doing the Olympic coverage. And I was like, NBC, that's good, but what is she going to do? Will she just do football? Because, what else? Will she do Notre Dame football? Will she be able to do this? How many other things will they allow her to do? Well, the reports out of Wednesday is she'll be the Sunday Night Football host, has a chance to do some work on the Today Show, and other duties. So good for Maria. Yep. Now her contract with ESPN ends on the 20th. That's game 6 of the finals. So will ESPN hold her to that final assignment? I'm kind of curious to see if she'll be working Tuesday, and then when the game's over, she just drops the mic. I'm out. Tune into the Peacock.
Brother, I am happy for everything she talked about. I'm happy for everything. I'm glad that she has choices.
Yes.
And she is not bound by, first of all, what fans say, because that I know, don't read the comments. I know, don't read the comments. I read the comments, okay? Some of their comments are just, man, like, who raised you people? Really, seriously. I'm happy that she's not bound by that. And I'm also, she's not bound by just whatever the network wants to throw at her. If she feels like she's worth $8 million or $5 million or whatever, and she threw out a number and they came back with 3, it's called negotiations. So where do we go between 8 and 3? Sounds like we meet at 5, 4.5, whatever you want to do. But to think that my only option is to take what's thrown to me when I know I'm worth more, I'm glad that she is doing what she's doing. I really am.
I'm happy for her. I mentioned we all mentioned that she's intelligent. She's good at her job. She's going to have options wherever she landed. My only negative is if going to NBC, there's no women's basketball there except for the Olympics. So when that's done, I'm going to miss her sharing her promoting the WNBA, promoting women's college basketball, those kind of things. So that's my only minus about all this, but I'm happy for her. And it just goes back to ESPN. Y'all should have fixed this a year ago.
Really?
Because now the report's out. She's going to leave y'all. She's still going to work for the finals for a few more days. So you're going to have to deal with her on your platform, knowing that she's going to another platform in a matter of days. Should have handled this, should have took care of this better. But that's on you. So I really would. I really do. Professional, whatever. But game 6, if she works it, thank everybody for all your time here. I love my time. I'm going to miss y'all. I'm out. Tune into NBC.
Yep. And the one thing I love about her, she's going to do whatever she's going to do with dignity and class. I'll say it, unlike what Rachel Nichols did in her little 2-minute, I guess it was an apology. I guess it was. It seemed like the fellas on the show did more apologizing than Rachel Nichols did.
Well, Rachel, she said it. She said her true feelings. I'm gonna stick with that. She chooses not to understand why most of us are upset with her comments. Mm-hmm. And as long as she does that, I'm not going to sweat her. I'm not going to, okay, thank you for saying your apology. Okay, whatever. Next. But now Maria leaves. Who will ESPN get to replace Maria?
Rachel.
Is that smart?
No, it's not smart.
I don't believe it is.
Hold on. It ain't even a little bit smart, but it gives them an open door or an out to do it.
Okay, I'm gonna be messy then. Give it to Malika.
Oh, I agree. That's the smart thing.
Give it to Malika and put Rachel back on the sideline where she wants to be.
That's the smart thing to do. It really is. I'm not saying ESPN is smart. And again, if you want to work there, I don't want to mess it up for you. I'm burning that bridge. And every time I see a log still standing, I got to light that one on fire too. It's not smart, and I don't know how many people over there are smart.
I'm not sure. Well, I mean, I was going to say based on what I've said for 28 years, if ESPN would hire me. But I'm not going to burn a bridge or anything, but that'd be on them. Because
yeah, well,
if they hired me, they'd have to do it on my terms.
Yeah, as they should. As they should. Because a lot of folks don't understand that just because somebody offers you a job, you got to take it on all of their terms. It's called negotiations. In an entry-level position with a major long-distance company with 3 letters, I came in the door with, I got you, but here's what I want. And oh yeah, by the way, they gave me what I want.
Yeah. And hey, going forward with our streaming shows here, we have plans for making it as big as possible. And we're looking for people who want to underwrite us and support us. But we are going to do it on our terms. You know, we have plans to do a lot of things, but we're going to do it on our terms. And if you're not willing to accept those terms, we'll find somebody who will.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Kris, I'm glad we were able to have that part of the conversation. Again, when are y'all going to be on the air again? And who's going to be the young lady with y'all chauvinistic selves?
Not sure yet because Valencia, I'm still reaching out to her. Tamer will be traveling to Connecticut for Olympics work. So it may not be a female joining us Sunday on July 18th, 7 p.m. But we're going to have possibly someone to talk some college football joining us during the show. So he and Will talking college football, and probably Andy too, because they all know more than me about college football now than I do. But hey, I'm there to moderate and make us stay on track and all that kind of stuff. And I'll let folks who know more than I do share the knowledge, and I'll just soak it up.
We will call you James Brown. Go on, James. Go on, hold it down, James Brown. Yes, sir.
Because I got a lot of plans. I got an umbrella. I got ideas that I want you to talk to Will and Andy to do a lot of stuff going forward.
I'm excited about what y'all are doing, man. I kind of peek in and check it out, and then I go back and look at the replay. So I really like what y'all are doing, man. So keep up the good work. Let me know if there's ever anything I can do, because I'm team Kris Gardner. I'm team Will Gibson. I'm definitely team Andy Young. He the youngest. That's baby boy.
Right,
you know, I got to rock with him.
And it's because of you, man. I'm going to continue giving you your flowers for giving me the chance to be with you on this show, be with the family, the lunch breakers, being a part of this. Because of you, I got into streaming. You gave me the chance to guest host the lunch break. So with that seed planted, I'm going to run with it. I'm going to pay it forward. So Will and Andy, me and you got to continue prodding Will to get that podcast rolling and things like that. Got to keep doing that, because I'm going to talk to him about some stuff I would like him to do with Ohio and his sports that he covers up there. Hey, we know the Houston Roundball Review is a local name, national perspective. I'm going to continue and expand on that.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. We all in this together, man. I mean that sincerely. Kris, appreciate you as always. We'll talk to you definitely before next week, but we'll see you next week.
Thank you, man, as always. Take care. Love you, fam. Gotta be safe.
You too. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, giving us some good stuff. I appreciate him staying over to give us his comments on Maria Taylor. For those who don't know, she is reportedly almost close to a contract with CBS Sports. And I really do. I don't like to compare people to other people. I mean, she's Maria Taylor, but I can see her expanding kind of like Robin Roberts did, where Robin got much bigger than just football. I mean, much bigger than just sports. And Maria Taylor has got those kind of skills and gifts where she can be doing not just sports, but she can be doing, news and stories and you name it. And then in sports, she can be doing much more than she's doing. A la some other folks that have done multiple sports, Bob Costas. She could definitely be in that space. Oh, AJ, he's legendary. And she's legendary too. She just hadn't gotten there yet. So I'm just saying, I'm happy for her. I can't wait to see how this all plays out. But I'll say it like this: if somebody's listening and you feel like you're tied to a situation that you know it's all right, but you really want more out of life, choices matter. Choices matter. Dare to try to do something different. All right, we'll be right back. In this hour, we've got Big Mike Riggins joining us on the show, and we're going to talk Richard Sherman and a whole lot more after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110. Guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify.
800-298-0139. 800-298-0139. 800-298-0139. That's 800-298-0139.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of the Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
Hey, y'all, this is Drake Tate, Mr. One More Again, and you're listening to The Lunch Break with AJ on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3. Yeah.
Appreciate you, Dre Tate. Appreciate you like crazy, brother. And I mean that sincerely. It's our Throwback Thursday. Trying to see if there's any more breaking news going on. Let's see. Before I get Big Mike in here. Anything else? Don't know. Steelers quarterback Dwayne Haskins. Let me go ahead and read this real quick. Patrick Walker of CBS Sports says, it wasn't a pleasant Wednesday in the NFL. Not long after the league received shocking news regarding the arrest of former All-Pro cornerback Richard Sherman in the state of Washington, things also took a dark turn on the opposite side of the country. Dwayne Haskins, the former first-round pick who's trying to reboot his young career as a backup quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, was reportedly injured by his wife in an alleged domestic violence incident on July 3rd. His wife was arrested and charged with felony battery and domestic violence after reportedly punching the quarterback in his mouth, splitting his lip, and knocking out a tooth. The injuries stemming from the punch were allegedly substantial in nature and required or will require dental work to repair. And the comments that I saw about that, Dwayne Haskins and the domestic violence at the hands of his wife. In other words, she hit him. She abused him. The comments that I've seen are ridiculous. Domestic violence is domestic violence. if a woman is assaulted, it's a bad thing. It's bad. But if a man is assaulted, that's not the time to make dumb jokes about his play on the field or his play in his sport, or, oh, she looked at his game film and decided she couldn't take the turnovers. That's dumb. That's inappropriate. And whatever energy that we have when a man assaults a woman, we ought to have when a woman assaults a man. And you lose all credibility whatsoever when you can't figure that out for yourself. Oh, but AJ, look at how small she is compared to how big he is. Has nothing to do with it. None whatsoever. In fact, the fact that he was able to restrain himself and not rebut or fight back against her says a lot more about Dwayne Haskins than most folks are willing to admit. The same amount of help that a man would need for assaulting a woman, she needs. Whatever the punishment is that he would have gotten, she should get. I struggle. I really do. I struggle with some of the mentalities of people that just, I don't know. I don't know where folks get it from. Let me bring our next guest in. Let me bring him in. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado.
My man.
We call him Big Mike.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How are you?
Y'all, how you doing, sir?
Man, I am great. I'm good. Everything is great, man.
Man.
I'm hanging out with my big bro, so I can't,
Brother, I'm telling you, and good time Monday evening, man. Really good
yes,
time.
Sir.
Being in your home and your space with my daughter. You tell Kai that, hey, I love her. And
yes,
what
we'll do.
Baby girl's name? Is it Nike?
Nike, that's her name.
Man, I love her, Doc. If you need anybody to dog sit, you just call Big Brother AJ. I'm rolling up to get her.
Oh man, say less. Definitely say less.
I'm for real. I loved every minute with her.
Yeah,
Big Mike,
she loved every minute with you.
I was surprised, man. She wouldn't leave me alone. She like, who is he? Is this my friend? Like, yeah.
Man, she think anybody coming the door is here to see her.
Brother, well, don't tell me she'd get like that with nobody else because it's gonna hurt my feelings. Please, let me think.
It's just you.
Big Mike, we were going to talk about Richard Sherman, but of course something else has happened since then. Dwayne Haskins getting his lips and tooth knocked out by his wife who punched him in the face.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, man, some of the comments that I've seen on social media on several different platforms, particularly Twitter, are embarrassing, man. They literally are embarrassing. I mean, how you can start equating this to a joke or comparing this to his play. This is as serious as a man hitting a woman. If he hit his wife and knocked her tooth out and split her lip, we wouldn't be having jokes like this.
Not at all. We'd be calling for his job. We'd be calling for the Steelers to release him. We'd be calling for him to be prosecuted. We'd be calling for him to be arrested if he's not been arrested. We'd be trying to. He'd be getting scrutinized to the highest extent right now.
And that's not what's happening. People are finding this as an opportunity to joke. They're finding it as an opportunity to compare his size to her size and what must he have done to her to make her respond that way to him. And that's just inappropriate, man. I'm not going to let that go. And please don't get it wrong. I'm not minimizing what happens when a man abuses a woman, but this is as important as that.
Yeah. I was checking out the comments on Twitter too before I came on, and I was very floored to see a lot of the jokes and the memes. I mean, this man he's getting this. Could his job be, can he play football? Can he still perform his duties as an NFL quarterback moving forward? We don't know because we don't necessarily know the extent of the damage. We don't know if his eyes are if his eye is going to be sustained any damage. We don't. He doesn't know what his future could be. And I was reading they recently had got married, or he had proposed. I thought he had just recently proposed to her, but apparently they had recently got married. The last thing I saw on his social media, and then to see that this morning kind of definitely was. It's been a heck of a week in the last few days, definitely.
Yeah, and I found all that to be accurate. Recently proposed, recently married, and now we got this situation. One thing I understand, the other role that I walk in as a pastor, man, things don't always go the way you want them to go.
100%.
Every now and then you have something that you never imagined happen in your life, and especially with young people, man. I got a heart for young people. I've been a youth pastor for a long time, been a youth minister for a long time, and I tell people now I'm a senior pastor in assignment, but I'm a youth pastor at heart. Yeah. And I feel for them because clearly they both need help. She clearly needs help, and he needs help in dealing with this trauma. Again,
exactly.
If a woman gets abused, what do they say, man? She's gonna need help. She's gonna be reliving that. Think about the ridicule he's going. Oh man, you let her knock you out. You let her knock you in your mouth. You'll knock your teeth out. Hey man, this thing could have a long-lasting effect for him, just like it would anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to, and it's unfortunate. And I pray that he's not a guy that likes to go read the comments, because if he is, that's gonna play with his mental. That'll definitely affect him severely for a long amount of time. And I pray they both get the help that they need, because it's a serious matter. It's not a thing when it gets physical. That's the next thing after that is death in some cases, unfortunately. So I really do pray that they get the help. And not only that, he was overcoming some other stuff too, coming out of Washington, being a young man and young man with a lot of money. He was growing up in many ways still too, trying to overcome that and overcome whatever demons that were going on in Washington. So I pray that he's gotten the help he needed for that situation, that gets the help for this situation, and hopefully there's some forgiveness that can happen and some reconciliation potentially.
Yeah. We'll see what that turns out to be. And then obviously, we've been keeping a very close eye on the situation with Richard Sherman. And what I have learned since then, man, has really been heartbreaking, eye-opening, unbelievable. And I guess I'll start with the least of it first. The 911 operator up there in Washington.
That was horrific.
Is that the way they do it now?
That was horrific. Recently leaving the state of Washington, I was definitely ashamed to hear that. That was horrific. I at least listened to it in the last hour because I didn't know they had released it. So I got a chance to listen to it, and just like that first 30 seconds was very, very cringeworthy. And then for you to say, hey, ma'am, to scream like that and say, ma'am, I'm doing my job. When someone's saying a person is not just a person, but we're talking about somebody physically who's may not be at his peak, but they're still physically in shape to play NFL football. And you know how we know how players work out and how shape they are. They're going to get through a door a lot faster than me and you will. So to say I'm doing my job, as opposed to saying offering some type of, there's very minimal comfort you can give a person in that moment of crisis, but at least make them feel like you're sending police, you're sending whatever's needed. But at that moment, to yell like that, I don't think that woman felt safe at any time, his wife.
Yeah. Let's do this. We'll take a break, and then when we come back, can you give us an update on what you know today about what happened with Richard Sherman and where it is as of right now? We got Big Mike joining us. As he said, he lived in that Washington area, coaches football, has sat through the training to be a certified agent. And, I want to speak to that a little bit as well. We'll get into it more when we come back right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It's Throwback Thursday.
It's a table talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK, 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire. located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Todd Delaney, and right now you're listening to the Lunch Break Sports Talk Show with AJ.
All right, appreciate you, Todd Delaney, Mr. Former minor league baseball player, now extraordinary worship leader. Again, dropping in on us on Throwback Thursday. Big shout out to Monica Morris Howard. Monica, we're definitely praying with you and your family. She's been a long time lunch breaker. She said, it's been a while for me, lost my oldest brother and my mom 51 days apart, and we are definitely keeping you in our prayers, Monica. And you also have our deepest condolences. So for those who believe in the power of prayer, lift up Monica Morris Howard. She definitely needs them right now. All right, Big Mike, thanks for making the time for me today, man. I know you got a lot going on. What's the latest on, and give us a recap on what happened with Richard Sherman yesterday and bring us up to the latest that you know.
Definitely. So there was a report. They didn't release his name at first. There was just a report of, the first report was that there was an accident. Somebody had ran off the road into a barricade. And then a second report came in saying that there was a disturbance at a family member's house of a said individual. Reports started surfacing that they were rumored to be Richard Sherman before it was confirmed. In the state of Washington, because there's reports that he's being charged with domestic violence, criminal mischief, and a couple other things. Because of the severity in Washington state, they deny your bail off top, and they will hold you until you're able to see a judge. So the latest I've heard is that he's still in that process of waiting to see a judge. Typically in the Northwest, that could be between 9 a.m. and 9 a.m. 5 p.m. sometimes 6 or 7. So he's still in custody. People are trying to get information, rumored information, I should say, of when he's going to be released, or if he's even going to be bail is going to be extended, just depending on the severity and what they end up charging him with. Because he hasn't officially been charged with anything. Everything right now is just pending.
Gotcha. And I know a lot of folks were thinking that he was not given bail immediately and released on his, having paid his bail because of some previous history maybe, or the severity of this incident. And it's just procedural. In Washington, when there's domestic violence involved, they do not offer bail until you see a judge, and the judge then decides what that is and where you go from there.
Correct. And then there was, just recently reading too, there was a thing where there was also the Redmond police, local police were involved, and then the state police were involved. So there become some more procedural things of who is, who's making the arrest, who's doing this part, who's doing that part. But the Northwest as a whole, Oregon, Washington, does things just a little bit different than you would see. Because if this were probably where we're, in Texas, we're at, he probably would have been out already.
Yep. Also know that the nobody was injured, so he didn't abuse his wife.
Correct.
He didn't abuse his children,
and
there was a brief scuffle with an uncle who also said he was not injured.
Correct, and they also reported too that they're also investigating him too for DUI because he was driving the influence, as well as, I think bigger than that, he was also threatening to kill himself is what I was reading as well. So when we talked earlier in the week, I honestly thought this was kind of a mistaken identity when they were saying this was Richard Sherman, because for what we've known of him on and off the field, it seemed very out of character. Not knowing him personally, but just knowing what we've seen of him publicly and what I've heard privately from people around the NFL, it definitely, a lot of people were very, very shocked by the report that came out.
Yeah. You know, I had a chance to follow him a little bit and get some interviews with him with a show I used to do called Faith in Sports. You know, I throw that term out a lot more loose now than I did before, given what just happened January the 6th. But a devout Christian, real strong in his faith, and you know, we had some real you know, quality conversations.
Yeah,
I was surprised as anybody to hear what we were hearing at all, let alone what the details were of the facts. Let's kind of try to piece it together.
Yeah.
If he was drinking and driving and he ran into a steel barrier, a concrete barrier, and he's a, you know, unsigned free agent right now, he's Richard Sherman, he knows it's going to be a big deal. Maybe he's under the influence of alcohol. Maybe he panics. Maybe he says, oh man, this is about to be bad. I have messed up. This is about to be bad. I'm 2 miles from my in-laws. I'm going to run over there and I'm going to see if we can't fix this. He's banging on the door. They're not letting him in. And he's like, oh man, this is bad. I'm going to kill myself if y'all don't let me in. I ain't got nowhere to go if this doesn't work out right here. You think I'm way off?
I don't think you're way off. There's so many. I think this one is like I said, fluid situation. There's so many layers to it, because we're only going to know what the media wants us to know. I mean, unless Richard Sherman decides to get out there and give his take on it. We're only going to know what the family says. His wife got out there. She released a statement saying, you know, no one was harmed and she was fine. The kids were harmed, but now they're trying to there's some people there because they saw a domestic violence charge as a pending charge. They're trying to, some people are saying she was, and she's just kind of covering for him in a sense. So there's so many different layers to it. Will we know the whole story? We know it's going to be kind of like some situations we saw play out with Deshaun Watson and some other guys this year, where we just got to wait and see what happens.
You know, this is not going to be high quality, but I'm going to play some of the 911 dispatch for us to hear. And I just got to tell you, this can't be how this works. If this is how that part works, then all of it needs to stop. Let me play some of this real quick.
911, what are you reporting? I need officers to my house now. My husband is drunk and would you stop? What's the address? Are there any weapons? Stop. I'm saying there are no weapons, ma'am. There are no weapons. You need to stop interrupting me so I can get the information I need to get officers expedited. I need officers here now. What's he doing that you think he's going to harm himself? He's being aggressive. He has sent text messages. I took the keys out there in your car. He's trying to leave now in the house. He's being aggressive. He's wrestling with my uncle. He's threatening to kill himself. He has sent text messages to people saying he's going to hang himself. And he's saying that if the police show up, so please don't shoot is what I'm asking. Okay, wait. Say that again. He says if the police show up, he said if the police show up, then he'll try to fight them. So they need to understand that he is. Okay. Is that physical with anybody there? You said he's trying to fight your uncle? It has. Yes, it has. How has it been physical? He's just trying to fight him. Okay, trying to fight somebody and actually being physical. How has it been physical? He's doing it. It's a 2016 black Mercedes. Richard, please stop. Richard, please stop. Please stop. Is that a sedan, SUV? It's a black sedan Mercedes SUV. Okay. He's not going to be able to get out the gate. I cut it off. What do you mean you cut it off? I cut the gate. He lives behind it. It's Richard Sherman. Like, ma'am, this is like a emergency. I need officers here now. I'm handling this. You need to stop telling me that.
I'm gonna stop it right there. I gotta stop it right there, bruh. What did we just hear? That's a recording of the 911 call between Richard Sherman's wife and the 911 operator from yesterday's incident.
Now, I don't know the ins and outs of a 911 operator or what they're supposed to do, but do some of those details even matter? I guess, like the semantics of, was he trying to get it physical versus was he getting physical? I don't understand what her point was, where she was going, where she was trying to get to. But that was a woman on the phone panicking, saying, like I said, not just a regular me or you, AJ, a highly skilled, trained person wrestling, threatening to kill himself, threatening to fight the police, and you're trying to get, was he fighting someone or was he not, or how is he not leaving how is he not going to leave in a car? I don't know where to start. I mean, that was awful. That person should be removed. I mean, unless that's probably policy and how they work, that person needs to be removed from their desk immediately.
Let me try. I'm trying, bro. You know me. I try, boy. I try to give folks the benefit of the doubt that probably don't even deserve.
You don't give them the benefit of the doubt in no situation. I've worked in crisis management before, where I've come from. You don't get the benefit of the doubt in situations that in many ways that are life or death, because you don't know. You can't, on one end of the phone, you cannot tell that woman that he is not going to kill himself or kill whoever he's wrestling with, or he's going to fight the police. You can't tell her that.
So that's where I'm kind of going. So if she is trying to ascertain if he's actively violent versus has been violent, so when she said he's trying to fight or he's actually physically fought with someone, is that person okay? Was there a weapon involved? Because that's all the information that police officers will want to know when they arrive on scene. And with what we've seen lately, we need the police officers to have as much information as they can when they arrive on scene, so they don't end up shooting, killing, I don't want to say the wrong person, anybody.
Yeah.
Let's leave it at that. Anybody.
Yeah, 100%. And to hear to hear his wife make the statement that he says if police come, he's going to fight him, but don't shoot him. It kind of makes you. That was interesting to hear that. So I don't. It's like I said, so many layers to it. Clearly, he wasn't in his right frame of mind. He was under the influence of something. But the fact that I can't get over the fact that someone's calling in distress, panicked. You're not going to be able to put words together. I know sometimes I can't put a sentence together, and I'm just sitting there watching the basketball game.
Yeah.
So
yeah, CJ had an interesting statement. She said, and you think that's your last option.
Yeah.
When you call 911, you expect to get help.
Yes.
And sometimes you're not in a position to go through all those details.
No. And in 2021, we're tracking everything. So it's not like they actually needed that address. If I'm calling you on a cell phone, you can trace that cell phone. You can ping those cell phones right where they are. So if you're trying to get addresses, it was so much going on. I feel for his wife. That's a traumatic experience in itself. You're seeing your husband in a state that you've maybe not seen him in. You're calling to get help. You probably felt like she wasn't getting help, because at some point he did leave.
Yeah.
And he was able to drive, and he went to his in-laws' house, and the police finally came there. So there was either, I don't know if there was a second 911 call, or if there was more to that original call where they said they figured out where he was going, that they were able to get there. But there was so much going on right there. So I definitely feel for his wife. Definitely praying for all of them, but she definitely praying for her and the kids that were
absolutely
probably,
yeah.
That were
and that's the part that Big Mike that you and I understand, but a lot of FANs don't understand, which is short for fanatics.
Mm-hmm.
These are real people.
These are real people.
Like, just because they can play football better than most of us can ever dream of playing football or basketball or baseball or hockey or tennis or soccer or rugby, or you name the sport, MMA, they're still human.
Mm-hmm.
And being human, sometimes your worst moments are on display.
100%.
And there are folks that, I can't believe he wasted away his career. And, you can't take some of these people out of out of the hood and all that. Richard Sherman didn't come from the hood, first of all. Richard Sherman is a Stanford grad, so be careful what you drop down.
And one of the most articulate men that I've ever seen talk about finance and
he didn't get into Stanford because of his football ability. Let's keep it 100. So this is a life issue. This is not a race issue. This is not a spoiled athlete issue. This is not, I think I'm above the law issue. This is none of that. This is a human issue.
Yes. I think at this point, we should all, at this point, professionals, anybody who thinks they're above the law should now see you're definitely not with everything that's been going on, and not just in the United States, but just in the world. You should be able to look around and see that at this point, no one is above the law.
Yeah. Now, Big Mike, let's get to the other part of this. You have done some training as to become a certified agent.
Yes, sir.
One of our colleagues out there, and I don't have any Mike Florio. Anyway, wanted to make this about his cause. His cause is he feels like every single professional player, especially NFL, should have an agent, and anyone that doesn't is dumb. And he tried to make this about an agent. If when a player gets arrested, they call their agent. The agent drops everything that they're doing and tries to get the charges dropped immediately without a charge.
Yeah.
Is that what they trained y'all to do?
Well, I've been in. We actually never. Me and you actually never got deep into this conversation, but I've represented athletes since 2014. Is when I got into representation. My training was in specifically for football. So to answer your question, I have received. It wasn't this severity, but I've received calls from players and others in entertainment who I represented, who were in police custody. So this is typical in a typical world of an agent or an athlete. This is how you do it. You have an agent, and then you have a team, and that agent is just one person, a part of that team. They're usually your first point of contact, and they'll kind of go to the different people for what is needed. So in the NFL, as you probably know, you have to have you have to be a lawyer, or you got to have a master's degree in something. So in some cases, your agent could be acting as your lawyer.
I got you.
Now, we also know that agents have a laundry load of lists of clients. Most do. You're not. I wouldn't say you're dropping everything you're doing, but I would say you're going to make some phone calls and try to get. First person you should be calling is lawyer. Second person you're going to be calling is if you have a PR or marketing agency or whatever that person is, to get them ready to prep whatever releases or whatever information. Because what you want to do is you want to, as they say, control the narrative that's going on.
Right.
So that way people aren't just taking it and running with it and doing with it what they want to do with it. But we all know it's been known that Richard Sherman Richard represented himself in contract talks. That doesn't mean he doesn't have a team around him still. I'm sure every player has a lawyer. I'm sure he has if he's signed with some marketing brand or somebody representing him for endorsement deals and so on and so forth. So that conversation that wouldn't have changed what we saw happen with how the story got out. Him having an agent doesn't make or break his career. I'm gonna be honest with you, even though I'm an agent, I like to educate my players to know everything that they can, so that way if they get into a conversation or a meeting, let's say I can't be present for, they still know how to represent themselves. They can still read a contract. Because you want them to understand everything in that fine print just as well as you do, if not better.
Yep. Laremy Tunsil just negotiated a great contract
yes, he did.
by himself with the Houston Texans. And I said, Laremy Tunsil can negotiate for me anytime he wants to. So, again, this narrative that these guys are not smart enough to handle their own business. I understand that Lamar Jackson and his mother are handling his, new contract negotiation. We know Annie Apple handled some things for her son. Again, bro, just stop trying to make it be what other people think it should be.
And we're in a different world too. I love personally, as someone who was representing players, and I took some time off to focus on other areas, but getting back into it, one thing I love is the Rich Paul effect.
Yeah.
And if he wanted to be honest, that's what he doesn't like. I mean, Rich Paul is the total opposite of every single agent TV show. I live these example, Entourage, Ari Gold. He is the total 360 opposite. Another agent I love, Nicole Lynn, man, she's phenomenal. The total opposite of what a traditional agent is. And they said, you know what, we're going to do it our way.
Right.
And you saw some of the things he did with some guys. He said, you don't want to go to college? Cool. I'm going to get you an internship over here with this other company. You're going to make $1 million and you're going to learn the brand of shoes. You're going to learn the shoe business so that when you get your contract, you know what to look for. You know how to negotiate your own terms. And that's what I like. And that's what people don't, a lot of these traditional agents don't like Rich Paul for that very reason, because he's changed the narrative. He's shifted the narrative of players and giving players empowerment when it comes to contract negotiations.
I'm trying to give me a shirt, power to the players, hashtag power to the players, because I love it. Another agent out there, y'all better watch out for when she get out there, is going to be a problem. And that's Keisha Kelly from Black College Experience. She's going through that certification process right now. Gary Jones is another one, brother.
It's a grind.
Just get ready, man.
It is a grind. I'm excited for all the people seeing the opportunity of, I don't have to be on the field. I can be off the field and still have just as big of it, if not bigger. That's part of the reason why I took some time away from the representation portion and just trying to rework what I want to do as far as being an agent and getting back into it. I can't say that I'm going to get back into representation, but the things that I'm doing behind the scenes, the platforms that I'm building, I think I'm going to change the game some more. I think I want to expand on what we're doing, what agents are doing. When it comes to that.
Alexis Robinson is another one. Alexis Robinson. I want to get her name out there. Big Mike, we got to get ready to run, man. Tell everybody where they can find you and follow you and all the great stuff you're doing. And welcome to the Lone Star State.
Man, thank
you're
you,
in the wrong
sir.
city, but you in the state.
Man, I'm only 3 hours away. Find me on Twitter, _@ Coach Riggins. Just check me out there. I got a lot of things in the works, a lot of things coming very, very soon. Just off our conversation talking to you, it motivated me 10 times more to really start pushing the envelope in a lot of ways. So I'm excited. My next time on here, I'm definitely going to have some things to say. Somebody down here, I think she's trying to come say hi.
Man, you got to pick her up and let her see her, man. Let me see my baby.
Let me get her right quick for you, man. So there she is. She's the star of the show.
Hey, Nike.
She over here playing under my feet. She heard me talking. I think she wanted to come say hi.
Hey, Nike, you just made my whole day. Mike, nice talking to you. Hey,
Yes,
Nike.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother, you be safe out there, man. We'll talk to you again real soon.
We'll talk soon.
All right, Big Mike, y'all. Big Mike Riggins, y'all. Give him some love. Follow him up. He is in the state of Texas now. I can't wait to see what he does up in that DFW area, coaching up those young people. And anything that he puts his hands to doing, I know it's already going to be phenomenal. So I want to make sure that y'all follow him, give him plenty of love. He's a real good dude, real good dude. All right, before we go, I got to take a couple of quick breaks, and then I'm going to come back. We're going to do the birthdays and wrap it up right after this on the lunch break on the Legendary KYOK.
Do you have high blood pressure or diabetes? Are you over the age of 65 and covered by Medicare? Then pay close attention to this message. Medicare has introduced some new benefits to help consumers during these cautious COVID-19 times. They realize many of you don't want to leave your home to visit a doctor. So now you can get a remote patient monitoring device shipped to your home at little or no cost to you. Now your doctor can identify your problems in real time, which could potentially save your life. Victory Medical can easily ship this monitoring device directly to your home at little or no cost to you. If you have high blood pressure or diabetes and you're covered by Medicare, make this free call right now to see if you qualify for a new remote patient monitoring device. Call now.
800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. That's 800-213-9527.
Do you have a home that you don't want anymore? We can buy it from you within 24 hours, any home, size, or condition. For over 20 years, we've been buying homes for cash and helping homeowners sell their homes immediately with no listings or strangers walking through your home. Are you moving? Did you lose your job? going through a divorce. Whatever the reason, if you're in a bind and you know that you need to sell your house fast, call the expert team at I Need to Sell My House Fast. We'll make you a serious cash offer to buy your home in 24 hours and let you walk away from it. No listing, no waiting. Sell any home, any size, any condition now. Call the expert team at I Need to Sell My House Fast. Make this free call now.
800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. That's 800-306-1760.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Streaming live, KYOKradio.org. Also on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. I want to thank Big Mike for coming on. I want to thank Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review for coming on. And we got to get to these birthdays, so let me do that now. Kenneth the Messenger, Kenneth D. Messenger is 25 today. Brother, you are a quarter of a century old, Kenneth. Minister Wilma Simeon celebrating her 65th today. Kim Marie, happy birthday. Odessa Edwards, Notori Blue. Calvin Bass is 68 today. Latoya Fontenot, young 35 today, along with Toya Yila. She's 41. And then also we got to say happy birthday to none other than Dame Dollar. Dame Dollar. Damien Lillard celebrating a birthday today. He was born in Oakland, California. Of course, he gets it in for the Portland Trail Blazers. So let me get you somebody to sing happy birthday to you. It is none other than this guy right here.
Oh, go shout it. It's your birthday. Ooh, it's your birthday. Go shout it. It's your birthday. Today's your day. Happy birthday to you.
All right, y'all. If y'all know anybody celebrating a birthday or an anniversary, please get that information to me. We will be celebrating birthdays for tomorrow and any that are happening over the weekend. Again, if it's a big anniversary, like Pastor Russell Thompson and Lady Anita Thompson, they celebrated their anniversary yesterday. Hold on, let me see if I can find out which anniversary it was. Y'all stay there. Hold on, let me see real quick. Hold on, Russell Thompson anniversary. He went in. 42 years of marriage, 6 years of dating. Each day I love you more and more. 42 years of marriage yesterday. Happy anniversary to you, bro. I mean that. Happy anniversary to you, Lady Anita. We love y'all to life. All right, got to get ready to go. Donnie Mcclerkin up next with the Donnie Mcclerkin Show. He'll give you the best in gospel music and the latest in the gospel music industry. Donnie does his thing every Monday through Friday from 2 to 3. In the morning, you got Erica Campbell and Griff Get Up Mornings. That's 6 a.m. to 9. And then I'll be back with some special guests for Freestyle Friday. And you know, we're going to freestyle. We're going to go off. So as always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. I want you to wear your mask where you're supposed to. Wash your hands like you're supposed to. Consider getting vaccinated. Notice I said consider. I didn't say you had to. I'm definitely not going to talk about you if you don't, but consider it. And when you see that racism, I don't care on what level, from the highest to the lowest, kill it. Not the person or the people, the racism. Don't laugh about it. Don't joke about it. Don't spread it. And whatever you do, don't be a part of it, all right? All right, let me get Sybil Wilkes on here. Y'all be blessed. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good one on the lunch break.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. National civil rights attorney Lee Merritt is launching a campaign for the Democratic nomination in the race for Texas Attorney General. Merritt announced the kickoff of his campaign Tuesday to unseat the current Texas Attorney General, Ken Paxton. The civil rights activist stated, among other things, the campaign will focus on ensuring voter protection and constitutional compliance across Texas. The U.S. has seen an uptick of COVID-19 outbreaks tied to summer camps in places such as Texas Texas, Illinois, Florida, Missouri, and Kansas. The infections are prompting concern among health experts who fear it could be a preview of the upcoming school year. In some cases, the outbreaks have spread from the camp to the broader community. In the Houston area, health officials reported more than 130 youths and adults tested positive from the virus in cases connected to a church camp. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SibylWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.
All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the rest of the show. I do. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Again, as always, not this, definitely this. Y'all, please do me a favor and have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you tomorrow, okay?